Sonali. I'm working as a psychiatrist in Vimhans Hospital. It's a pleasure to introduce Mrs. Simrita Chaudhary, who is going to be delivering the talk today. And the topic is mindfulness. It's the part 3, accessing past lives to heal the present. Just few words about Mrs. Chaudhary. Mrs. Chaudhary is a certified clinical hypnotherapist and past life regression therapist. She's also an NLP practitioner. At present, she is working in the capacity of head of the department, Mind Body Center at Vimhans. So without wasting any more time, I would like to invite Mrs. Chaudhary to deliver the talk.
You already know.
Yes.
Good evening and welcome once again to our series on mindfulness. This is the third part.
Mic, please. Mic.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to this series on mindfulness, and today is the third part where we are going to be addressing past life topic, accessing past lives to heal the present. I know it is a very debatable topic, and again, each to his own. It all depends on your belief system. So before I start, can I just ask how many of you really do believe that there is a past life, that the soul is on a journey? Okay? Great. And people who probably are here with a little skepticism and, willing to listen with an open mind? Yes?
Yes.
Great. Well, my very favorite suggestion to people who say that where is the proof that there is past life? My answer to those people is that give me a proof to disprove that there is no past life. So in the absence of no proof, we have to keep an open mind. And today's lecture is in 2 parts. I'm going to just briefly cover some of the points, and then it will be followed by a demo, an experiential demo where I'm going to do a past life demo with all of you. So beforehand, I would like to know, is everybody comfortable with that? Would everyone like to participate in that?
Yes.
Great. So I will not waste any more time, and just to give you a brief about past life. When we talk about past life, we automatically assume that we believe in the theory or the concept of reincarnation, the theory of karma. And in all the religions of the world, be it Hinduism, be it Buddhism, be it Islam, be it Christianity, at some point or the other, there was a belief. In Hinduism and Buddhism, we still continue to believe, but there was a time when even Christianity did believe in reincarnation. And even in Islam, there is something like, if you do good, then there is Jannat. There is a place where you will be received by the Almighty and you will be given the rewards for your actions. So the concept may not be fully there, but it does exist in almost, I would say, all the religions of the world, maybe in different. So I'm sure most of us who are familiar with Gita and Vedas and the other ancient texts do believe we inherit this belief system. But here is an opinion or a view which was expressed by Dr. Raymond A. Moody, who's a medical doctor and is also the author of the book Life After Life. And he said that when public interest in near-death experience, NDE, began in the early 1970s, many dismissed it as a fad. Many years later, today I'm beginning to realize that NDE is an established fact in our culture today. Now this is coming from a trained doctor who's had his own experience of working many patients who reached a stage of near-death experience and then came back to share their experience of what was happening to them. It's almost they reached the edge between life and death and then came back and gave their experiences to this doctor. And the next interesting thing he says is that people who return from NDE, near-death experiences, tell us that in the closing moments of their earthly lives, they learned that the most important thing we can do while we are here on this earth is to learn to love. And very interestingly, he shared a case which was written in one of the journals, American journals of medicine, where while he was working with a young girl who was about 5 or 6 years old, and she had a very traumatic experience as she was involved in an accident, and it was almost like, touch and go situation. So when she came back and she healed, many years later, her grandmother was diagnosed with a terminal illness. And when the doctor told the family, and the family then disclosed this fact to that little girl, that your grandmother has this terminal disease and she's not going to be with us for very long, she only said one thing. She says, is grandmother also going to that place where she will go through the tunnel to see the light on the other side and meet with God? And that had been her experience when she had been involved in that accident, and she had almost had that near-death experience. And this was a case which was then published. So what is past life memory? Again, here I'm going to quote Dr. Brian Weiss, who is a trained psychiatrist, an American psychiatrist.